Welcome to TuxReadyAussie. Hi everyone, this is TuxReadyAussie, and we are within 48 hours of being at the new place. And you might be wondering, why am I so concerned about the hours or days that we've been at the new place? Well, part of that is the fact that there's a rule of 3 when it comes to dogs. So it takes, when a dog comes into a new house, a new routine, any major change, it takes them 3 days to get used to the new routine, and then the next one is 3 weeks, is kind of when they finally get used to the environment and such, and then 3 months is when you finally see their true selves. So, and I realize that I'm maintaining his routine, so that's probably why he's adjusting a little bit better. But it is still something I want to keep track of. I want to make sure we take the first 3 days pretty easy, make sure that he's adjusting well. And of course, if I misspoke, I'll be sure to put anything on the screen or in the text, in the description below. To let you know, but pretty much the rule of 3s is, for dogs, is 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. By the end of the 3 months, the dog should be fully adjusted to the new location, new routine, new people, all that kind of stuff. But what we're really out here for right now is because he was getting a little bit bored and antsy inside, so we came outside, and earlier this calendar year, at least I don't know when this will be posted, but earlier this calendar year when I'm filming, TuxReadyAussie and I took in a class on Antler shed. So for those of you who don't know, Antler shed is kind of, I guess it's a sport. It's a sport where the dog will find an antler, go into the woods during like the February to March time frame, or at least depending on the area you live in, and go and find the antlers in the woods. Normally the handler will be looking for signs of deer rubbings on trees. I wasn't quite so good at spotting those, but and definitely when you're training the dog, it's good to always have an antler on backtrack, because you never want the dog to fail. You always want the dog to succeed in finding the antler. And one of the first things that we did in Antler shed was practice in an open field, kind of like this, with the antler just laying out there. I guess at first it did only have human scent to it. There is some like chapstick like thing or whatever that you can put on the end that would make it smell more like it would come straight from a deer. The scent on this has probably worn off, so it is going to just be human scent, but that's okay. It's been a few months since we've done this, so it's always good to start from the basics. So again, we are working on our antler shed skills. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, hopefully, there we go, get the antler out, and I'm going to tell him antler, and then I'm going to reward him for showing interest. Yes. So, and then I'm going to do that a couple more times. Antler. Yes. Now, in this sport, there are different techniques. I have chosen to let my dog pick up the antler and pass it to me, though there's other people who just want their dog to down next to the antler, or who want to have the dog bark when it finds the antler. But I just expect my dog to antler, to kind of put his mouth on it, and ideally pass it to me. Yes. And then I'm going to have him sit. Sit. Go ahead, sit. Stay. So again, he is on the long line. So I'm just going to walk out with him sitting there. I'm going to just toss the antler. Good boy. So antlers can be kind of hard to see. If you see that stick out there in the distance, the antler is right next to that. But they can typically, especially the small ones like that one, they can be very hard to see with the human eye. And since that's not necessarily something I'm good at, I was good at in the class, I always relied on him to find it. And with that, I'm going to give him the command to find antler. You can see that he's kind of sniffing around. When the mouth is closed, that's actually when they're really smelling. And it's typically easier on the dog if the antler is up scent of them. And I'm not entirely sure which way is up scent right now. So hopefully he'll find it. Let's go find the antler. And it's actually okay to let the dogs wander back and forth to narrow down on it. You do want to make sure that you don't have them frustrated, but it is okay for them to go back and forth in searching of it. And it's okay to also remind them to find antler. You can probably see the antler now on the screen. And he's found it. Yes! Good boy. Can you bring? Yes. And of course, when they're just learning, it is also okay for them to have some playtime and nom time. If this is sport that you are interested in doing with your dog, I do believe that they have like fake antlers that you can let the dog get used to and use as a chew toy to get them excited about it. Come. TuxReadyAussie. Almost. Come. Yes. Stay. So again, I'm gonna hide the antler. Just because we're training, I'm gonna put it roughly the same spot. And then now we're gonna do the trick where we actually kind of spin the dog around, because he kind of saw me drop it. So we're gonna spin the dog around a little bit with me. We're gonna kind of walk in a circle. I am luring him because it is a pretty tight circle. And then TuxReadyAussie. Leave it. Good. Yes. And then now I'm going to give him the command. Find antler. Yes. Can you bring it? Good boy. Yes. All right, we're going to put it somewhere else when he's roughly not looking. We're gonna walk a little bit further away with me. Yes. And again, I'm definitely not knowledgeable on upwind or downwind, so I don't know how easy or hard I'm making this, but TuxReadyAussie. Find Antler. It's also important to not get tripped over by the leash. As you can see, he went straight to the spot where it last was, but it's now in a different spot. So let's try again. Find Antler. You can see he's putting his nose to the ground, smelling around, searching. He's rechecking the last spot. It's not there right now. Can you find the antler? And for those of you who are trying to pay attention, where there it is. And there he is. You can tell he's sniffing around. His mouth is staying closed, which means he's using his nose. Yes! Can you bring the antler? TuxReadyAussie. Antler. Bring. So in a real scenario, they would the antler would only just have the scent from the deer or the buck that would have released it, which is why later on in the training, the antler was, I guess, put into boiling water, and then it was, I think the scent stick was used on it, and then it was thrown with gloved hands into different locations for the dogs to find towards the end of the class. So let's see if we can get him to bring the antler again. Antler, bring. Almost. Yes. So another technique you can do instead of, leaving the dog and walking away is with me. You can kind of just drop the antler at any point. See, you got the antler right now. He's walking right here. And then that's what I'm doing. He did kind of see me do that, but that's okay. We're going to keep walking around. I'm going to give him his go sniff so that he can just have a little bit of a brain break. And again, the antler is somewhere over there. Leave it. TuxReadyAussie. TuxReadyAussie. Find antler. So now instead of just rewarding him at the antler, I'm asking him to bring it to me to complete the task. Bring. Antler. Yes. I realize the antler's in half these shots, but we're going to do that a couple more times because it's a good way to tire him out, and it's a pretty fun thing for him to do outside. And by the way, this is a real antler that was found at one point, and it was gifted to us once we completed the course. Of course, we might do that same course again because it was fun, and it and of course he saw something in the distance. And this is why you have a long line as a backup, because even though he was doing well prior, I did try stepping on the leash, but my shoes don't really have the best grip. So luckily I was able to catch it. TuxReadyAussie. Here. TuxReadyAussie. Here. Come here. Good, here. Yes. And I guess he's not really into the treats right now, at least the ones I particularly have. That's why I have a variety of treats. I don't have a variety of treats in my pouch currently, but I do have a variety of treats in general. So I guess we might have to change them out pretty soon because I guess he's getting tired of these. And changing out treats isn't a bad thing. Just make sure, because sometimes dogs just want to change in general. So yeah, so I do want to do one more time just so we can end on a good note. So let's see if we can do that. TuxReadyAussie. With me. With me. Over here. And of course with him behind me, so to say, it's going to be hard to hide this, but I think I'm kind of out of his eyesight. No, here he comes. But that's good. It's good that he's coming when I'm out of eyesight. So now we've put it over there. You didn't see that. So now we're going to say, find antler. So also with the rules of 3, it's when you're training a dog, it's good to do at least 3 iterations, but the goal is always to end on a good note. So if your dog is struggling with something, try to get them to do it 3 times, but if they can do it once and succeed, that is better. Try not to push them too much, but always try to end on a good note when you're training, because then when they're sleeping, they can internalize it as they think about all the good things they did. Antler, find. Where's the antler? Hmm? So he is starting to get a little bit tired out. I might have to help him out here, which again is fine, especially if they're learning this for the first time. You want to make sure they succeed. So if that means that you kind of show them exactly where it is, that's fine. TuxReadyAussie. Antler, find. So I'm kind of getting him closer to the vicinity. As you can see, it is kind of hard to see, but it is kind of close to that stick there. So he's sniffing the little bush area. Where's the antler? And there he's found it. Good find. Can you bring the antler? Almost. Antler. Yeah, I can definitely tell he's just about done. One last time, please. You almost brought it to me. Can you please try bringing the antler? Hold on. You got a tick. I'm just going to put that right there on that plant. And I'm going to ask my dog to bring the antler. Come on, TuxReadyAussie. Hold on. Just one last step. Antler. Bring. Yes. And with that, we're going to end. Even though that was a lot of helping on my end, it was still a good session. And if you guys want to see more of these videos, again, let me know. So we're about to head to a family store, making sure that his bladder is empty. I am starting to realize how many dog bags he goes through. I normally have a stock of them, but I'm running low, so we're going to go in and get some. Let's go. TuxReadyAussie. Let's go. Hey. All right. Go boy. Let's go. Let's go. Leave it with me. Good boy. With me. With me. Leave it with me. Come on. Come on. Leave it. Ah, this is actually what we're looking for. I guess let's do a pattern. Hey. Alright, well, I found what I need, so we're gonna leave it. Nice. Good place. So, there were definitely a lot more dogs there than I was expecting. Where I normally live, the pet stores typically don't have that many number of dogs, so that just means that we have a lot more opportunity to work on how we behave around other dogs. Though, I did capture some of how he behaved. I was able to tell him leave it, and he did well. And that's pretty much how it went for the most part. However, after we checked out, before we left, I guess he got a little excited and he jumped on another customer. And again, I feel like that's just because he was excited and he's kind of tired. He's been kind of laid back today. That's why we've mostly been hanging around the house. And yeah, so I just want to give you guys a report, and I think we'll go back there some more so we can work on how we behave around other dogs. Again, it works. It's good. He wasn't super reactive. He was just curious, but we can still always improve on that to the point where he doesn't necessarily break heel. As we educate business owners and dog owners and those who may have an allergy or fear of dogs or other animals to know their rights at the federal level in the United States. If we work together and become educated as a community, we can protect people from being scammed when it comes to dogs and their rights federally.